I said to them, this bottle is a bottle of life. Second bottle is the bottle of this, what we call solar system. And the third bottle is the condition of universe. You will never understand. They tested it. There were about 1.5 liters of each liquid. They tested it for a few weeks and they came back and they said, we need more. I said, what have you done? You've been drinking it? They said, we can't analyze it. It's too advanced for our technology, but we have seen some things. Then I gave them more. In a way, they wanted to see if I can replicate it or was accidental. They were given 3 more bottles. And then it came the beautiful time. They emptied a tank, about 1 meter by 1 meter, huge tank in the center of the SK building. And they started vacuuming it out to understand the difference between the position of this material and how it's created and what they knew. We came to a very clear condition because up to that time in the atomic center, if you moved any radioactive material from one building to another, you needed permission. But inside the building, you could move. With this new technology and test, they found out from now on, you want to move a nanomaterial from one room to another, you need permission. Because they looked at it as a radioactive material. Then we opened it up to them in a very simple way, and the whole thing collapsed. Yes, it is absorber of every radiation, but when we immerse it and we convert it into a gas, is the radiation of the body of the man, which means it's not ray, it becomes plasma field. And this was a shock to the world of scientists, that how our system, when it's a matter state, reads it, sees it, and works as a gamma ray. But when it's within the cell of the man in the gans, it becomes harmless and becomes part of process of creation, and it becomes essential to the life. So it was interesting to see in those trials. I spent days within the SK, a foreigner who was allowed to be inside as a nuclear physicist to open the eye of the Belgian scientist. They wrote a report and I corrected the report, and then they realized more. So for the first time, mankind realized in those tests that we see radiation as a ray, we see fields and energy as a gas without any harm. Then I had to explain to these people in a very simple way. As many times we have taught, you go to a doctor, you are given, you say, I'm about to create a new creation. And the doctor says, you are pregnant, congratulations. And the next piece of paper comes in front of you, it says, please, can you go and buy yourself some folic acid? And the cycle of time you're pregnant, you take folic acid. But what is folic acid? Folic acid in the matter state is radiation, weak radiation, but at the level of the division of the cell of the womb, because what we call the interaction of the egg and the sperm needs a soft radiation that it can give energy to. So in the womb of the mother, it becomes like, as the present science understands, like the radiation. But in fact, it's the energy which allows more fields to be added from the womb to the cell, to the what we call fetus. And that's how accelerates the life. But when you go as an adult and you cannot, and you have problems, they give you B12, where folic acid is known as B9. So the strength of the 12 means is of a higher order. The strength radiation, as man understands in physical dimension. So when you take the B12 and enters the body, it changes by absorption in this, what we call the lymph, to the plasma and becomes part of life. So it was very hard to explain, and when understood by the nuclear physicists that we have two types of radiation, one in a matter state and one in a plasma state, which is the essence of creation, this became an evolution in science, which, because it was discovered by Iranian nuclear physicists, could not be spoken.